Good morning everybody, Denise here from, looks like it's going to be sunny Lincolnshire this morning in the UK. Hello and welcome to everybody, subscribers and visitors and anyone else who's joining us. Hope you're all well. So you probably saw my struggle is real with my desk. I'd like to say it took me a long time to get it into that state, but it didn't. It was tidy 2 days previous, so I've just got too much stuff kicking around. It's a fine balance because I like things around me to inspire me to make things, but I also like a tidy desk so that I feel like sitting down and being creative. So I'm kind of yin and yang with it. I clean it up, I mess it up, I clean it up, I mess it up. But I am getting to the stage again where I need to kind of de-stash a little bit. So I'm going to use some of my card bits is what I'm going for today, bits and pieces. I've already been sitting down having a bit of a craft, you'll be pleased to know, so hopefully I won't be quite so rusty today. But I'm going to use some of my bits and pieces up to make some flippy flappy things. That's as much as I knew when I sat down. Now I did sit down without the camera on and have a go and make something out of all my bits and pieces. Just it wouldn't have been fun to watch because I really was faffing about. And I came up with something that I quite like, not with any journal or theme or anything in particular in mind. So I'm going to have a go at replicating it kind of with you guys. It might end up with a woodland journal theme, I don't know, it might not, we'll see how it goes. It's more about using up these bits of card that I have had floating around for a long time. So they're like scrapbooking card. It's like, they're like most of them really thin card or really thick paper. I really don't know what you would call it. It's about, I don't know, 180 GSM, would you say, somewhere like that, maybe. Yeah, definitely no more than that. And it's a lot of it's double-sided. I mean, this is file folder, a blue file folder that I've cut up. So there's all sorts of bits and pieces here. And this is what I made just messing about earlier on with it. So you can see there was a bit of lace on my desk, which I haven't got now. Washi tape. So it is a flippy flappy thing. That's a oh, that's a bit of string, a bit of cotton. That's a tag, as you can see, tag that was just sitting around unused on my desk. This is one of my original yes, clusters that, you know, I've had these on here months now. There's not so many of them left, but there's still a few, and I just thought rather than put a journal card or something in there, let's go with something different and just put a cluster in it. You can see there was a bit of, I've still got a bit of that lying around on my desk, a bit of dictionary that had been coffee dyed, and you can see the other bits of card. So this is what I created. So a flip up and a flip down, so you can see all the different coloured cards that I've got kicking about, and a flip out, so more card. And then on here there's a stamp on a piece of card that's holding this piece of paper in there. So a lot of journaling spots, so not tags and tabs and things like that, all journaling, all writing on, all tucked away in a secret little, you know, so it could be happy mail, it could be, you know, I've done it to go flat on a page, this one, but you know, I could very easily cover that with some paper and make it a pull out, a standalone, whatever. So I'm going to replicate it to some degree with you. So some of the bits I've got ready, some of them I haven't. Just making sure really that I could do something similar with you. So I had a big piece which I decided to go with of scrapbooking. So it's got that, don't know what that is, kind of grungy lined on the back. And this one I did, so I had this piece that needed using up. It's really florally one, not really the sort of thing I use very often, and this lump. But I was thinking I could use this piece here to do those two in one piece. So I fold it up at the bottom, it's got a bit of glue on it there, and then I can use one of these cut-offs here. What's that? I do like this green, it's grungy. Yeah, so maybe I can use a piece of that. Well, let's just see if I've got a smaller piece that's cut up and ready to go, because I really want to use the scraps. There's that. Piece of sewing machine. So one of those two then, perhaps. I mean, it doesn't have to, the flap doesn't have to be as big as that, does it? So let's go with a small piece in the spirit of using up. That's what I'm thinking, so it wants to be that way. And I am going to score this card, I think. So I'm not, you can see that I'm not being accurate and measuring and all those things. I am literally just doing what I like doing, which is playing. Yeah, so by the time that's folded up, that'll be a big enough piece on there. And this one, I think this one already had rounded edges, but I did like the look. I think I'd gone through them previously, these scraps of card, and started to make journal cards and things like that out of them, which I am going to continue to do because I really want to get them down. And I'm also going to put a pack of desk clearance ephemera, book pages, things like that. I'm going to put a pack together, stickers and all sorts, to put in my Etsy shop for somebody to grab. Okay, so let's have the, what have I done with it? I've had it out once today. Let's have this out and fold this up. So which side do I want outside and which side do I want in? Quite like, I think I'll have the brown on the outside. Is that right? And roughly, I only want it roughly the same. So somewhere kind of here. Well, we don't want it roughly the same, do we? Because we want it to cover over. I want it just about the same. Not, I mean, it's not got to be 100%, but I do want it somewhere near. So we'll go with that. Yeah, it would help if you could see any of that, wouldn't it? And I'll pop you back down again because that's very probably a strange angle. So all I did was roughly went where that was and put a line down there. And I'm going to do the same here. Whoops. Just so I know that the top will fold down enough over the bottom. Really just to save me too much brain thinking. If I just copy whatever I've done, in theory, we should be okay. Let's try that. So we're going with the, yeah, that's right, the brown on the outside, that's what I said. Yeah, by the time that other little piece, this what I was putting on there. See, I can't even remember how I did it now. Yeah, that went on the top, and then I put another piece on the bottom for it to tuck into. Okay, so yeah, I've done with that. That's what I was trying to work out, if I'd finished with that. Right, let's have you back down a little bit at a better angle. Oh, excuse my grumbly throat there. Look at this beautiful piece of, this is what happens, I get attached to beautiful things and I can't part with them. So if you watched my video, I think it was the last video you'll have seen, I did some napkin decoupage and I've done some things with it. You will see that in a day or two. Really enjoyed it, made some great things, but there's a piece just kicking around, being torn off, look. Yeah, normal person would put that in the bin, but I can't. Maybe I will put it on here, but we'll see. Anyway, that's how I digress. Where's my bone folder? Here it is. I've also got a huge number of glue bottles on my desk, which I want to start and use up. Is that straight? It isn't. Let's see if the chomper will go through all that. guillotine. You know what I meant, didn't you? Too late now because I did it. I was just thinking this won't fit. This will need a bit off it now. Just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so have you got scraps? If not, why not? What do you do with them? And if you're a junk journaler, I don't believe for a minute that you throw them away. Maybe you're really good at using them up after a project. I have been watching Dee Farrago, and she started doing what she calls a mop-up. So when she's finished a journal and a project, instead of putting all the bits away, even that would be an improvement for me, but instead of putting them all away, she uses them. She has a session or two and sits and makes stuff with them. And then she's not got lots of kit. You could hear in my voice I was looking for something, couldn't you? She's not got lots of kit lying around after she's done with it, which is a brilliant idea. It wouldn't do for us all to be the same because I'll never be that kind of organised person. But I can find joy watching people who are. Did I? Yeah, I think I rounded everything. I just liked the rounded corner look. I think because everything was so scrappy and on that first piece that I made, I just thought rounding everything kind of brought it all together somehow. But I do like the look, so, and the inked look. Yep. I think I'll put that piece on next. Yep, so it's kind of clashy, but I like it. And again, there'll be something behind it as well anyway. So I'm using up some Fabri-Tac today. I have put a glue order in today, yesterday. No, today. Well, probably the middle of the night you guys would consider it. And I've ordered some collal, which a lot of people use. I know Tanya at Tatty Treasure does, and definitely a few other UK YouTubers that I've seen. So I don't know if it's just a UK glue, I don't know, but it's supposed to be like, I keep thinking I've put that on upside down, but the butterflies are in all directions. I did that a bit higher on the other one as well. Go on up, that's going to be covered, so it's all right. And a bit more, that's it. Maybe I should put that piece on now, seeing as I've done that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so it's supposed to be very much like, I'll have to find something quick, won't I? Hey, what have we got? Doesn't have to be very wide, does it? Shall we have a bit of that? Sorry. It's supposed to be very much like the Fabri-Tac or 3-in-1, which I think is another name for Fabri-Tac, if I'm correct. It's supposed to be very much like that, but not as, I don't think it's as powerful or as strong or whatever. So this is going to be tucked in there, isn't it? Yep. I just thought I'd have it that way. No, we'll have it the other way. Just thought while that glue was wet there, we might as well put this piece on as well. So that was just a scrap. Corners rounded. It's not even square if you look closely. Just to tuck that bit in. Yeah, does that make sense to you? Yeah, that one is kind of showing under there, isn't it? Stuck now. Maybe I'll have to put something on there, some lace or something. I like that brown sticking through under that one though. Very nice. Or maybe I don't, it's just a tease of what's under it, isn't it? I actually did that piece last time. Is that going to be too clashy on there? I think it probably is. Right, let's do it in order of as what I did it last time then. So this is beautiful paper. I got probably just over a week ago now in a charity shop. I think I paid, let me put a lid on this, I might be wrong, but I think I paid 40p, something like that anyway. It wasn't expensive. And as soon as I opened it up and saw the grid and you can see it's old because it is started to discolour at the edge, and it's just that sort of paper that they kind of don't make anymore. It's got quite a bit in it as well, so I'm using it quite a lot at the moment. You see it in a few things. Right, I was getting a page out. Here's what I was doing, and I even like that pulled out edge I've left on there. So I'm going to do the same again and put a piece in there for journaling. And this one is very, I thought this one was fussy colours, but this one's very highly decorated, colourful, busy, that's it. This one's very busy also. So a piece of something plainish like that just helps the eye a little bit. You can tell with this one, if you can see, can you? No. I keep doing that to you, don't I? Right. I'm going to use my Scotch glue on there, I think, which if you remember, this is one time you sent me, I've very nearly emptied it. So I have ordered some more of that as well, and I'm hoping that this will be here very soon. I mean, I've still got the Elmer's, not Extreme, the Elmer's, whatever it is, the purple craft one to use up. And I think I bought about 4 or 5 of those. I've only used 2, so, you know, if this runs out, I probably should alternate them actually and start using that up. Because I've ordered a huge box of these Scotch ones. Once they come, I won't touch anything else, will I? Oops. So just anywhere on there. I'm just putting it a little bit further to the right. It's hard to move once it's down that. Oh, come on off, because you weren't very straight. Try again. Oh, did it? Still not very, is it? Anyway, it's fine. I'll just leave it open to dry, because there's just a little bit there where I moved it. I don't want to move it again. I could, but I don't want to. So what I did here was, I got this ready. I was thinking, do I want another stamp? This is one of those little flower fairy stamp sticker things that I've got. They're all in a tin, but this one wasn't. It was just in a pile of my stuff. I obviously got it out for something. So I just put it on the same piece of blue card, and I thought that could hold that down there. So the blues are kind of coming together a little bit. We've even got a little bit of blue ink splotch on that butterfly piece there, haven't we? We can maybe do something blue on there. But the idea is using stuff up, not finding stuff. So, and as you saw, my desk isn't quite as bad as that 20-second clip that I showed you, but that's only because I've created some piles. It's not because I've moved anything out of the way, used anything yet. So that is what I will be doing. Yeah, look, that's starting to, can see that glue there where I moved it, and it's shiny. I'm going to have to decorate that now, aren't I? This is the thing, I do not like I love the Fabri-Tac. I do not like the shiny bits that it leaves behind. It really annoys me. I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I've just spotted out of the corner of my eye. Excuse me a minute. I think do a piece of that on each end. Or up that way. Well, that would be one piece, wouldn't it? Covered. See, this is what I'm on about when I sit and mess about, and you probably wouldn't find it interesting. Covering up happy accidents all the time and then creating something I really like. Most of the time at the end of it. That's it, so that's shiny, hopefully. It's now hidden. We'll see if something comes to us for this side. Right, let's stick this down now. You're probably shouting at the camera, stop using the Fabri-Tac then. Perhaps what I ought to do is use it a bit more carefully. So it's only paper, that it doesn't need a big flap to keep it under. And maybe I'll take that piece out as well, just while it dries, and then we'll tuck it back up. Now this piece here, I did have two pieces sitting on my desk. It's it was from a G Kerr Friday freebie that she does on her Facebook. Yeah, Facebook, I think. Yeah, I think it's identical. It is, yeah. But if you don't have this, just an ordinary piece of, well, I was going to say double-sided, but this isn't double-sided. Just an ordinary piece of card that size. That's not big enough, is it? Well, you can do it what size you want, but maybe something like that. Just a piece of spare card folded over, and you've got the exact same thing. Oh yeah, I folded mine ready. So I'm going to put it that way, so because that's going to be on there and that's going to be there, so it's mostly covered. Just ink round this side. And then I used a piece of the Shabby Dabby Doodah from a kit. I've got a few bits from, because I've had so many of her kits, I've got loads of pieces. Often when I was making the journals with them, I printed 2 or 3 lots of the ephemera out. And I wondered about that on there. It's bluish again. It just about fits. I'm wondering if I could make that bottom bit. I could maybe do it all, I don't know, but the shape of the mirror, just to give it a little bit of interest. Mirror, frame, whatever it is. And obviously it then makes it, yeah. So I want that on there, but with a little bit showing so it opens easy. I think I'll do that with, am I sticky on there yet? No. Scotch glue stick. Open that out as well. So just leave a bit at that end. Do you guys do this? Do you sit down with just all your bits and pieces and create? I do love doing it, I must admit. The only issue, if there is one, that comes from it is I end up with a lot of pieces of ephemera that, you know, don't necessarily fit a theme. It's not always a bad thing, but when you're a hoarder like me, there comes a point. And of course it's not so much even the hoarding really, I just don't have much room. Room is a big factor for me. I like that. It's going to fit in there if we put it quite high up. So I'm going to put that one down with the Fabri-Tac just to make sure it's held. I think probably what I need to do is, because my little Anita's glue is empty all but, it needs emptying and washing probably, because I've got a bigger one, I need to refill it, because that would be perfect for these sort of things really, rather than the Fabri-Tac. I just need to stop and go do these things, but if I can get my table a little bit clear, perhaps things like that will come to me more often. I like that. Yeah, so you can hide things in it, journal in it, whatever. Tuck tuck that in there. I don't want to bend it too much at the minute. That's it. It is a little bit skew with even. Want a bit of something on there, don't I? Right, have I got everything in there that I've got there? I've just had the same thought as I did earlier. I could have left that open and made it a tuck in, although if it's going to go in a journal it is quite thick. So we need to decide. Oh yeah, so that goes in there like that. That one will go in there. I didn't check, did I, that it wasn't too long? Where is my ruler? Good question. Yeah, stuck it down a bit high up there. I think it might be too late now. I think it might be stuck. So, am I going to be able to trim this down? Well, I don't know about able to. I'm going to have to, aren't I? That's because I rushed and did that one I shouldn't have. Right, I'm going to do it on my chopper because it doesn't look awful straight at the minute, that. Right. Oh, how much do we think we wanted? A fair bit, didn't we? Oh, I've chopped my frilly bits off. How annoying. See, when you're filming, when I'm filming, I don't know what it is. I don't do these things so much, to be honest, when I'm not. Well, they're still there a little bit. I've got little perforated bits. And I'm not chopping them off, I'm keeping them. Yep, still looks fine. Do you fit under there now? Yes. Actually, that green would look alright on the outside of there, wouldn't it? And it has got a bit of pink flower. I'd love to use some of it. Let's try use some. Tiny weeny bit off there. I don't want to. I want to leave as much as I possibly can. Well, that's a good strange chunk. What do we always say? Gives it a bit of interest. I'm collecting lots of little bits of rubbish now as well. Right, I found a tag, didn't I? Oh yeah, that goes super. I actually got 3 of these kicking around my desk, so there must be another one somewhere. So it might end up in the pack that I put together for Etsy. So I'll stick this down first, it can be drying. Glue stick. Oh. I ought to have a go at some of these with the papers that I've got at some point soon, because they will be nice and thin. Not these exactly, just some flippy flappies. The paper ones are so much thinner to go in your journals. Got something else there, look. I have a feeling that might be from the Queen Victoria album, maybe, I don't know. It'd be nice on there, wouldn't it? But I'm going with this because I want to get that cluster that I've pulled. I did pull it out of my box, it's always sitting on my desk. That was a bit of a wonky cut, Denise. I'll just pull it over and show you. It's always sat here. I mean, there were got all the stuff in it as well, obviously, but if you remember, I made nearly 100 with the Tatty Treasures, and I had loads beforehand, so I've used them a lot, and they're right down, getting right down. I'd like to get them down even further. And get rid of the white on the edge. I am making them grungy as well, these, because there's so many bits and pieces on them. I don't think they'd look right if they weren't. Are you going to fit on there? I think you're a little bit big. We might have to cut this one across the top and lose the tag bit of it. Just make it a... I'm drifting round to the corners. See, we're in a rounding corner kind of mood, aren't we? It's certainly not cut very straight, but nor is the rest of the flippy flap, for want of a better term. And I'll just put a tiny little notch out just to make it clear that it's a pocket. Yeah. Where was the thing that I found? Yeah, I found that because it had a pink stamp. It's quite thick, that, actually. Not sure that's even going to go in there now. Don't think it is. We'll find something though. Right. Let's go with a bit of art glitter, shall we, for a change? I've got all the glues here. Let's use them all. I've ordered some of this as well. This one's rapidly going down. There. There's a really good wonky line for you. Right, what we're going to put in that one. You can see I put some washi tape down this as well. Oh, and that piece of lace that I had on my desk. Oh, we've put a piece of lace on here, haven't we? To hide that glue. What about this side? What about a piece of this? It's too white, isn't it? What else have we got sitting around here? Oh, yes, these are going to be used up soon as well. So these are the, I just pulled these out of a file folder actually, the Woodlands file folder. So these are the bits of embellishment that came with the Shabby Dabby Doodah kit that I was using. It's got Woodland in the title as well, but I can't remember what. I did one of the Woodland journals with the papers from this and one with the papers from Nanine. I quite like that bunny actually. It's too big there. Was it a smaller one? There was no bunny on it though. No. What I'm thinking is I could put one of these on a piece of card, couldn't I, and make it a... Oops. Because we're using up, remember, Denise. We're using up, not creating more. So I want a plainish card. About a piece of that. What we're going to put on it first. I mean, these have got really faint pink flowers on them. Bunny rabbit. How much room have we got about that? Yeah, that's not very square, is it? I mean, this doesn't square it up at all. It just hides the angles a little bit. And I, like I say, I am loving the rounded cornerness at the moment. Yeah, I like the the way that's longer horizontally than this one vertically. Right, you're definitely going to be too big for him, aren't you? So we're going to have this circle on it, or are we going to have a... We'll only see his bottom, won't we? And obviously it will probably need on the back. I wonder if I could do it that way and then I wouldn't have to, because that could be journaled on, couldn't it? But I like that. So we want something on the back to make it journalable. Right honourable. Yeah, quite like that on there. Blends in a bit, but I don't mind that. Right. So, in the spirit of using up what we're going to put on there, can't be too thick. Got this on my desk. Things to do today. I've got a full pad of it actually. Another charity shop buy. What have I got over here? Let's put something over here. No. I think it might have to be a piece of this. It's just the lines are gonna... I suppose I could just tear it and have the lines that way. Let's tear this bit out. Oh, Denise. Right, I'm gonna put that bit in the bin. And that's here. If I tried to make that shape, I never would be able to. Oh, well, not going to be much of a note on there, is there? But I've torn it and I'm going to use it. I wanted something thin, and I've got something thin. Adds a bit of interest. Yeah, that'll be fine. Can write a little note on there. I had fun tearing and tearing and tearing till there's nothing left. Oh dear, my glue stick's falling out of its... That's it, that's fine. Right, I think that needs a little bit darker edging. Let's load the... That's better. I'll load the dauber. Oops, I knew it was only a matter of time before I did that. Yeah, that stands out better, doesn't it? I'm wondering about one of these little... So this is washi tape. Oh, I really wanted an uppy downy one. Oh well, I'll rip that one anyway, so... Oh, crikey. State of my nails, don't look. It's the glue. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. A bit like this tape. Yeah, I want this one. That's not quite so bare over there. I bet you're thinking, what on earth is she messing about at? If this is your thing, you'll know the fun involved. If it's not your thing, I'm sorry. Oops, I'll stuck that to my book now. The book must have been sticky, so I can't put it in till it dries. Let's change the page. Okay, so this is going to be a quick little make with me. I don't know how long I've been. So I wanted to cut up a few little cards with you, but I'll just leave that to dry a few minutes. Yeah, I think I want some washi down there like I did on the other one. What have I got? I've got this wooden type. Is that too much darkness going on? I've used that one a lot just lately. I know it wants using up and I'm nearly there. So yeah, I'll just go for a bit of wood looking. Yeah, my nails are terrible. Just a piece to make that edge not quite so boring. Yeah, it's still not quite dry that yet. And I don't know, this one's fine, but this one I feel needs something up there. Do I know when to stop? Probably not, but let's just have a little Tracy label, shall we? It's a little tiny one. Hope that's not glaring at you. I know you like to look in the pots if you're anything like me. There's a little tiny red one. Blue. Quite like that one. Perhaps I want something to mirror this green here down the bottom. Tie it in a little bit. Move over, let us at the little pieces. What does that say? June the 8th, 1910. No, I'm not liking it. No. I want something that size, but green. Oh, please be green when I turn you over. Oh, blue. No. Blue. Of all these big things in, I'd be able to see more, wouldn't I? Oh, quite like that typed one. I'm going to go with that one. Yes, I heard your sigh of relief. Blue book. Nearly didn't ink it then, and it's got white around it. So this one looks like it might be a little bit thicker, but it has got the the covered back, so it can be a standalone, no problem. Oh, not upside down, that would be a step too far. You know, so it can be a standalone piece. And yes, I could even decorate there, but I will stop. I've been quite good lately at not overdoing it. Yep, so, because again, I'm thinking that could do with something more on there now. So it's got that in there. I must take that out and leave it because it's going to stick. The flappy out piece here for writing on. Flappy out, flippy out. Down there and there. And you could go on and on and on, couldn't you, adding pieces? But the thing is, I've used lots of little bits up. Nowhere near enough, but I've used a lot of them up. Yep, that's the one I did originally. Okay, so I'm just going to go through the rest of these and see if I can make them into little journal card type things, because that one's already done up. I might put some of them in the packs I'm going to make up. Yeah, so if you've got squares in around the corners, you suddenly have, the thing is, I don't want to over grunge them because people might not want them in grungy. And that one's ready to go really, isn't it? Oh, what did I do there? It's not very straight, was it? See, what I've got to decide now is, am I going to put these, that one's been done as well, am I going to put them in my stash? I'm going to make a little packet of them up. Don't know what I'm going to do with that. I suppose that could make into little dangly tags. Where is my chopper? Anyone that's doing like sewing machine, sewing journals or home, you wonder what on earth I'm doing, don't you? I'm going to show you. Oops. I'm going to put little holes in them and make them into dangles. You can put charms or bulb pins or just a safety pin. Anything you wanted on it, really. Yeah, so I'm not going to, where am I? Let's do one and see what we think. With it having that, oh, I think I might be getting full. With it having that silver, I'm not sure. It looks alright. Let's put a silver one in it. No, I'm looking and I cannot see mine. Oh, I just had a thought. My bulb pins, I was going to say. Just had a thought. Are they here? I think they are. Yes, they are. Some silver one of those. See, there are some advantages to having everything out on your desk. I mean, that is quite a big... Yeah, so that's a nice little dangle for, well, you could put it on the outside of your journal, you could put it on another tag, you could cover the back, you could ink the back. Got these little tiny weeny things here. Oh, I've just found that bit of sellotape. I'll show it to you in a moment. Oh, that's going to be too small, it's going to go straight through the hole. Try a couple of big ones, maybe one on that, one through that. No, I don't want to play. That's it. And one on the back. Because that hole was quite big, wasn't it? It's stopping me moving now. Okay, so only one. Too thick. Okay, there you go. Sorry, knocked you there. Little dangle. Right, my sellotape. Now I bought some postcards at the charity shop and they were wrapped up in a cellophane, really vintage ones. They were wrapped up in a cellophane wrapper, and this was actually sellotape that was on them. Tape, parcel tape, do you call it? I don't know. And it fell off, and I was, oh, I picked it up and put it in my handbag. My husband's like, what do you want that for? And I said to him, you'd have to be a junk journaler to know that that is a lovely piece of real vintage tape that's going to look lovely on something. So I just wanted to share that with people who knew what I was on about, because he does sometimes think that I've gone mad. Oops, put that in there. Right, so obviously I won't do all those because it'll bore you, but I will do them. Any more? Don't worry, I'm going in a moment. And there's one I've already done, look. Yeah, so I think just rounding them. Just having them rounded and in your stash, you can just pull them out, ink them, and yeah, they have white edges, these scrap pads. That's the only thing when you cut them. Yeah, and just grab them as you use them. So I might put them in my stash, might do a bit of both. So I'm just going to sit here and go through all my cards and bits of scraps and round them like that and put them into my stash, and I will put some into a pack or maybe two. Okay, so if you've enjoyed that, please leave me a comment or a thumbs up. Both would be nice. Just give me some idea. If there's something you'd particularly like to see me do, drop me a line in the comments. Like I hinted at, you will be seeing something with the yes, what are these? Serviette, the decoupage serviettes very soon, and I will be on with the Flower Fairy journals. But if there's anything else that you'd like to see, let me know. Subscribe if you haven't, and join me again tomorrow. Please have a lovely, lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.